All right, next up, we have two speakers. Then we'll take a little break. I might have a little surprise before the break, and then we'll have Moishi Mana, who's our headliner today. So, Chris Wooten, any people that are veterans in the room? So Chris Wooten served our great country for 20 years as a Marine. He built a $300 million real estate fund, and now he wants to help other people gain wealth through real estate. Let's please welcome Chris Wooten to the stage.
Right, thank you, Christopher. Thank you for everyone coming out to enrich yourselves, listen to what we're sharing, and hopefully you take something back. A little bit about my story. I lived with my mom from the age of 6 to the age of 13.
No?
Grew up low to middle class, and we loved cats.
So I want to make sure that they get the audience.
But we couldn't afford pest control, so not having pest control and having a lot of animals in the house, we had a flea-infested house. And who's familiar with what fleas are? Okay. Fleas are these tiny little insects that jump several feet and then they bite you to suck your blood. So think about this. Get off the bus, 6, 7, 8 years old, nobody's home, I'm going home alone, and I'm standing at my front door waiting, thinking, where do I need to go in the house? How can I avoid the carpet to get there as fast as possible? Because with each step, I'm picking up 20, 40 fleas. And again, you can't smack these things off. You have to pick them off one at a time while the others are attacking you. So it's terrible. After 7 years of that, I was done. I moved in with my dad, went to a high school in a new state. I didn't know anybody, but I still had that stuck in my head of I don't want to be in the house, even though my dad's house didn't have fleas. That was what was in my head. I didn't have that safe space at home because of the flea infestation I've been dealing with for years. So I joined the Ranger team, and the Ranger team, the facilitator of the Ranger team was a retired Sergeant Major. He was from the Vietnam era. And one of the things that he taught us was life-changing for me. He said a lot of the teams will go out and they'll focus on being outstanding in 1 or 2 events throughout the entire meet. They'll leave the rest for average. What he instilled in us was an obsessive pursuit of excellence. And you maintain that pursuit of excellence, your overall team is going to win. And we did, again and again. So I took that teaching with me to the Marine Corps. In the Marine Corps, I became the only person to be promoted 11 times and retire in 20 years. Google still says it's impossible. While I was in the Marine Corps and moving around about every 2 to 3 years, I had to pick a new house each time. And I enjoyed researching real estate. I enjoyed researching neighborhoods. So I thought, I knew I was going to have to exit the Marine Corps because I didn't have anywhere else to go in the Marine Corps. So let's look at being an entrepreneur and get into real estate. So I learned how to wholesale houses. Within about 6 weeks, I had my first house under contract. I looked at the numbers again. No way I'm going to sell this thing for a fee. I'm going to flip it. The fact that the house was 600 miles away, minor details. So I put together a team, set up the project timeline, and I raised the capital to buy the house. Because I didn't have any money of my own. I was active duty. I was getting by. Flipped that house. In the next 4 months, I flipped 3 more houses. Then I had another issue. I had capital that I could not keep employed. I didn't want to set it in the bank, so I made a monopoly play. I bought an apartment. 8 months later, got the apartment stabilized, refinanced the apartment, pulled 126% out of the apartment. All right, I like the scalability, a little bit more involved. So over the next 2 years, I kept flipping houses while I was active duty still. I flipped 27 houses, all remote. And once I retired from the Marine Corps, I went full-time multifamily. Found a mentor, learned how to syndicate, and built the $300 million multifamily fund. Since then, I have gotten the privilege to teach others how to invest in real estate, of all different kinds of real estate. I got to coach about 100 people and work through their story, because it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Each person has a different need to be wealthy in their own right. So what I do is I peel that back and I find out, what do they need to be their why for investing in real estate, and sculpt it to the right size. Which brings me to my last story. Is I had a coaching client named Dwayne. He was a bank, he worked at a bank, regular 9-to-5 guy, didn't come for money, didn't understand real estate. So we started working through the process. We went through how to generate the money to purchase real estate. We went through the operational piece of running a business and how to retain as much money as you can from the real estate. And then as the boulder starts rolling, how to optimize that investment. When we finished working together, he had about 16 units of his own, took the stress off of him for retiring, and he was happy. My name is Chris Wooten, and thank you for sharing these moments. Thank you, sir.